Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alexa. This is Lexlistens, and today we are doing a little bit of a different video. We're doing a Q&A, and all of the questions are coming straight from you guys. I asked on my YouTube, my Twitter, and my Patreon for submissions for questions, and I'm going to try to answer all of them, or at least some of them are similar enough that I think I will answer your questions. I'm actually going to replace this video as the intro to my channel. So for new folks that are here for the first time, hello, my name is Alexa. I am 25 years old. I live in Madison, Wisconsin with my little family in a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm married recently. My husband's name is Sean, and we have a 1-year-old daughter named Olivia, who is the sweetest thing on earth. You'll probably see her a couple times. We also have a cat. He is 14 years old, so he's an old man. His name is Jojo, and we have a dog named Jasper, who is less than a year old. He's about 8 months old-ish. So just a little background if you're new here. But without further ado, we're gonna get straight into the questions. I wrote all of them down on my phone. All right, first question. What is my favorite food? My favorite food of all time, and I have it every year on my birthday, Sean buys it for me, is pad thai with tofu. For those of you that don't know, I'm a vegetarian. I almost exclusively vegetarian. I would say I'm like 98% vegetarian. Every once in a while I'll like try a piece of chicken or something like that, but I'm 99% vegetarian. So there's a specific restaurant where I live called Halong Bay, and they have like Vietnamese and Thai food, and I specifically really love pad thai. Their pad thai there is so good. So pad thai, favorite food of all time, specifically from that restaurant. Next question. Who are your bias and bias wreckers from each group you've reacted to so far? So let's go through all the groups. Blackpink, I mean, I tried to have a bias. Like, not that you have to have a bias, but I really did try. And I just can't pick. At first, I definitely felt like I was initially going to be a Lisa bias, but then Jennie grabbed me, and then Jisoo grabbed me, and then I feel like Rosé was the last one to grab me, but she really solidified it with her solos, and then it made me appreciate like everything about her so much more. So I feel like I'm just like OT4, cannot decide with Blackpink. BTS, I'm obviously, Jimin is my ultimate bias. I just can't with that man. I don't know what it is, can't explain. However, my bias line, I feel like it's hard to say, because I initially feel like my bias line was Yoongi and Jin, but as time goes on, I have a hard time deciphering, because I have my bias line and then my wreckers, and then like I'm just OT7 overall. But I feel like my bias line is it's been a little bit of a struggle lately between JK and V and Yoongi and Jin, but then also RM kind of getting to me lately. The lyrics are deep and they have been squishing my soul. And then J-Hope, it's more so like J-Hope doesn't really wreck me because he's like the sunshine of my life. However, in live performances, it's like something takes over his body. You know? Basically what I'm trying to say here is that I'm Jimin biased, but my bias line is a little bit of a struggle for me, and my wreckers are also a little bit of a struggle for me, especially JK lately. JK has been a struggle for me. And last but not least, TXT. I haven't technically picked my bias yet. I feel like I haven't reacted to enough of their stuff yet, but I am currently leaning towards Yeonjun. But we'll keep you updated on the process, on the progress with that one. What made me want to start a YouTube channel? So I have been into YouTube since it like first began. Maybe when I was like in middle school, it was really popular. In grade school, it was all about watching music videos. And then I think like the vloggers and stuff started like maybe my freshman or sophomore year of high school. So I've been into YouTube for a very long time. I've always loved videography. I actually had my own camera from when I was a little kid. If I can find a clip, I'll try to insert it.
Just past Christmas, but I have so much fun stuff to play with. Even look.
And I always really loved videography and editing and stuff like that. I have a million different files on my parents' computer of like edited videos that never made it to the internet, thank goodness. And then I began to love it even more because when I was in high school, I was trying to get recruited to play volleyball in college. So every tournament, directly after the tournament, as soon as I could, I would have to go through hours of footage, edit it down to like a concise video, and then basically email it out to a bunch of different coaches. So that made me like get into the schedule of YouTube. And then I didn't actually have the confidence to start a YouTube channel until my senior year of college, which was 3 years ago at this point. Yeah, 3 years ago. And I made my own little vlog channel, and it's just kind of for my memories and for my creative outlet. And then last year, at the end of the year, I was like, you know what would be really cool is to start a music channel. And I still don't have a lot of subscribers on my vlog channel, which is fine. But I didn't think my music channel would have a lot of subscribers either. I thought nobody would care, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like all these like little music journeys like saved so I could look back on them, because I love music so much. And I feel like with some of my favorite artists, man, do I wish I could have like seen my reaction and my face when I was reacting to like Taylor Swift or like Little Mix. I got super into them. Or like I used to really love Shania Twain, like a bunch of random artists. I wish I would have had that, so that's why I decided to start this channel. But if you guys ever have any more questions about like the process, or like if you guys are interested in starting your own channel, I definitely could make like a little mini series down the road of like how I edit my videos, how I make my thumbnails, how I do stuff like that. So if you're interested, let me know. Where's the place I want to visit most? I don't know if I can answer this question. My travel bucket list is like ginormous. I've never been out of the country, out of the United States, but I did get a passport in the end of 2019, and I was planning a couple of trips throughout 2020, the first one being in April of 2020. I was supposed to go to Guatemala, and then I had a couple of other trips lined up for the rest of the year. And when COVID hit, didn't go on any trips. So I've never been anywhere, but top places, probably, it's hard. It's so hard for me. Maybe Italy, which is kind of basic of me, but I do love Italian food, especially if it was made in Italy. But also some of the places where like my heritage is, like I'm very German, I'm very Swiss, Swedish, Norwegian, Irish, English, French. I'm all of those regions, so I would love to see all of those. But also before COVID hit, we were hoping to plan our honeymoon for Thailand. So I feel like Thailand is like really up there for me, as well as like my husband's been to Japan, he loves Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, like there's Australia, like there's so many places. I don't even know if I could list them all, but in no particular order. I mean, I feel like I'd just be grateful to go anywhere at this point. When will you be reacting to other K-pop groups, Blackpink, House, etc.? So for those of you that don't know, I post pretty often on my community tab. Definitely keep up to date with that, because every like 2 to 3 weeks I update my list where I'm at, what I'm thinking is coming in the near future. So if you guys ever want to see any of that, definitely check out my community tab. Also, when I do decide to introduce another group down the road, I will have a poll that you guys can vote in. That's how TXT became my next group that I checked out, but I will be kind of taking my time in introducing new groups. It's hard because I can only post a certain amount of times per week, and I feel like it's nice when I'm kind of like in a groove with a certain group. But I will be keeping you guys updated through the community tab as we're getting through stuff. My list is absolutely endless at this point. Like, I have so much to get through, and I promise you, when I see your guys' comments, I'm taking screenshots, I'm writing it down. I just am working through it one video at a time. So if it's taking a while to get to something that you really want to see, then I'm sorry. But we will get there, I promise. I'm seeing every single comment and I am taking it into consideration. And I'm also taking like myself into consideration and the like larger group into consideration. That's why I decided to do a poll when I introduced another K-pop group, because I really wanted your guys' input to be in there. So next time I introduce a group, definitely look out for a poll and vote in it if you want to see a certain group. Did BTS change your life and what did you learn? This was a good question. I haven't thought about it yet, but I will answer it the best that I can. I will say that BTS did change my life. Trying to verbalize how, though, is another thing. Like, I feel like it's kind of complicated, and I feel like I only started listening to BTS in January, so it's currently April. It's like about 4 months. And I feel like maybe I'm in the thick of it, so like maybe down the road I'll see more clearly how they impacted my life. I feel like some of the biggest things that I learned from them, though, is how important hard work is. I don't know, like, it's so hard to verbalize things like this, you know? Like, because they changed my life in so many different ways, because without them, I would never have, like, all of you guys that I get to talk to, and, like, on Twitter, I love the community that is ARMY. Like, I just love it, and I love to see it. I love to see all the tweets. I love to see, like, the YouTube videos and the community of it. I feel like there's a couple of different aspects of it, because it's like one thing that BTS gave me kind of indirectly is like a giant community of people, and people that are as passionate about an artist as I am. And I feel like BTS also checks all of my boxes, if that makes sense. Like, they're around my age, they write about really relevant things, their lyrics are written by them. That's something that I really do care about, is like the songwriter aspect of it. And I feel like it opened my eyes to the world of like Korean music, which I never would have probably delved into, which this is another question that I got as well, which is like, what is my impression of ARMY? What is my impression of BTS? What is my impression of K-pop before I started reacting to it? So I'll kind of intertwine this, but my thoughts before reacting to BTS and ARMY, I knew nothing about ARMY. I just thought it was another fandom name. I didn't really know who they were. I didn't really have any negative thoughts or positive thoughts. I just thought it was kind of like being like a Swiftie, you know, like, or kind of like being like, you know, it just wasn't that deep, you know. That's kind of how I thought it was. As for BTS, I was like expecting really like pretty pop, you know. That's always been my impression of K-pop, is that kind of, it's just like pretty pop, you know. Like, I didn't expect the fact that they were like rapping. I didn't expect the lyrics to be deep. I didn't expect like much thought to go into it. And please do not take offense to this. This was just like my impression of it. And it's interesting to me, I'm going off on a tangent here. What's more interesting to me is sometimes there's things in your life where you get the end result, and then all of a sudden your entire life you see like all these dots that connected, that like led you to this end result. And it's crazy to me, because I'm ARMY now, right? That's the end result. I'm ARMY, I'm a Blink, I'm on my way to being an MOA, like I'm here, I've arrived. But like, I like have such vivid memories of like people bringing BTS up to me in like my freshman year of college, and I was like, oh, I'm just not into that, you know. It's just not for me. And then also in 2015, I worked at a water park for a summer, and there was this guy who was so into K-pop, and he was showing me all these groups, and I just remember like my eyes were glazed over, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, it's really cool. And he's like, no, seriously, like these lyrics are so deep, blah, blah, blah. And part of me wonders if one of those groups that he showed me was BTS, and I just like wasn't ready, you know? But like, I think it's really interesting how life works, where you you all of a sudden see all these dots that connected that you never knew would lead you to a certain place, but it led you there. So I don't know if I really answered any of the questions, but hopefully I kind of did, and maybe in the future I'll have a better answer, but hopefully, I don't know. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Ooh, this is an interesting one. If you were able to throw your own music festival with 5 artists, who would be there? And a related question to this is like, who are your 5 favorite artists? So, in no particular order, I would have Taylor Swift. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I've always wanted to see her live. I'm a big fan. BTS, obvious reasons. Also Blackpink. They're also amazing live. Are you kidding me? Specifically Blackpink also performing their solo songs, because their solo songs I stan. Little Mix. I'm a huge mixer. Love Little Mix. Big fan. And I would hope, like, now they're kind of broken up, but I would want like all 4 of them in my dream concert, and they would all be performing together in harmony, in beautifulness. The problem I have is this like 5th position, because I don't know who would go there. I used to be a big Demi Lovato fan, so I could see them being there, but I haven't listened to Demi recently. I haven't heard their most recent stuff. Also Olivia Rodrigo, maybe, consideration. Also TXT, obviously, but I just don't know a lot of their songs, so I feel like it wouldn't be as enjoyable experience because I could only listen to like 3 or 4 songs. Selena Gomez, I really like Selena Gomez, but live I'm like, Shania Twain. It's Shania Twain. Hands down, Shania Twain. I used to be obsessed with Shania Twain. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are my 5. Ooh, which BTS member do I relate to the most? I definitely relate to Yoongi the most. His lyrics, his like everything, his personality even is kind of very similar to my personality. In front of the camera, you might not think that, but like I'm a very introverted, quiet person. I like to sleep a lot, and I also have struggled with anxiety and depression and like social anxiety a lot throughout my life, so I feel like I just relate to him so hard, which is why he's kind of in my like bias line, because I just get him, and I feel like he gets me through his lyrics, so we're on the same page. What do I do for a living? So I work in the science community. So my job title is an associate lead clinical laboratory scientist. So basically I kind of work at like the lowest level of leadership within the lab that I work at. So yeah, that's what I do. Go science. Whoop whoop. But the next question is kind of tied into this. Would I ever want to do YouTube full time? The answer to that is yes. If I could do social media or YouTube full time, I definitely would, but I would have to make more money than I make currently as what I do currently. And as of right now, I'm making not even like a quarter of what I make, like with my my like normal day job. But obviously that would be the most ideal if I could stay home with my daughter and I could do this full time. This is clearly what I enjoy. I spend like at least 20 hours a week doing this right now with my full-time job, and that shows how much I love doing this, because that's a lot of time. So in a dream world, if I could take this full time, if I could figure out how to make it work, and all the benefits are in my name as well, so like we would have to pay for benefits, things like that, but if I could, I definitely would, for sure. 10 out of 10. I would definitely do it. It would be unbeatable. It would be the absolute dream if I could do that, which I shouldn't cross it off. I've only been doing this for like 4.5 months, so the fact that I've even made like any money off of this is shocking to me. For those of you that don't know as well, my husband recently lost his job. I didn't really talk about this on my channel because I didn't want to, like, I don't want you guys to feel like any sort of way about it, I guess, or feel bad for me. I don't know. But we were hoping to buy a house this year, and all of our plans are kind of on pause, and it just kind of sucks. So if you guys are watching this video and you feel like you wish you could do something, you could press the subscribe button, you could press the like button, you could subscribe to my vlog channel or my Patreon if you were interested. But yeah, if I could, we would want to do, like, I would love to do YouTube. I would love it. I would absolutely adore it. So maybe one day, you know? I would really love that. The next question is, how did you and your husband meet? So, for those of you that don't know, my husband is an excellent dancer and an excellent singer. Much better than me. You guys always compliment my voice, which I appreciate wholeheartedly because I always thought I had a terrible voice. But my husband has a much better voice than myself. He has an amazing, like, soulful voice. But we actually met, we were at a bar and he was dancing around, and I literally remember seeing him from across the way and being like, oh, that guy's really cool. He's like a good dancer. But then nothing really came of it that night. He did come up to me at one point because my shirt was backless and it had like slipped a little bit, and he was like, hey, your shirt's messed up. And then he helped me fix it. And I was like, oh, that guy's nice too. That's cool. And that was kind of it. And we didn't really talk to each other for like maybe like a year or two after that. We knew of each other at that point because we were friends of friends, but we didn't really know each other. And then one day I was studying and all of my roommates had went out, and then they came back and they were like, hey, we're gonna go out to like a morning breakfast at like 3 a.m. And I was pulling an all-nighter, so I was like, hey, I need the energy, so I'm gonna go with you. And then he was there and we ended up like really hitting it off, and then we started dating soon after that. So yeah, that's how we met. What other reactors / YouTubers do I watch? This is a hard one to answer. I watch a lot of YouTube, to be honest. I really like it. I have like a couple of different categories of people that I watch. So for reactors, I really like, I think it's like GOT Games, G-O-T Games. I just watch the videos that I've already seen from him. But I do like all of his videos. He's gotten really into BTS and it really makes me happy. Or I also have gotten into Knox Hill recently. I love Ash Reacts, or Reacts by Ash. She's the queen, obviously. That's another thing. Like, I could have easily discovered BTS a long time ago because she likes BTS. She's ARMY. And I just always skipped over her BTS videos. But yeah, I like Reacts by Ash. She's probably my favorite. I also like Caitlin Marie Reactions. I don't know if that's what it's called, but her name's Caitlin Marie. She's also ARMY. I like a lot of different reactors. And then for just regular YouTube watching, I really like to watch travel videos, specifically Kara and Nate. They went to 100 countries and it was really cool to watch. I also like Flying the Nest. And then I also just like random vloggers that I also watch are This Gathered Nest and Lepke Life. Those are more like family oriented. If you're interested, they do like vlogs and stuff. Are you going to have any more children? Yes, eventually. We were hoping to buy a house this year, and now that's kind of on the back burner, which hopefully in the next like year or so we can get a house still. But we do want to have more kids eventually. We want to have probably between 3 and 4. We've always said 4, but I feel like you don't really know until you have at least 3 kids, because then you really know. But I definitely want more than 2. So we'll see. Sean comes from a family of 10. He's the youngest of 10, so he's used to having like a really big family, and then I just was one of 3. So we'll see how we feel after like the next couple, but we definitely want more kids. But first, I really want a house. Any future goals? What am I looking forward to? Future goals. Well, future goal number 1, I really want to take YouTube full-time one day, but that is a very long-term goal. I also, I've always wanted to write a book. It's a very long-term future goal. Go to a BTS concert, go to a Blackpink concert, go to a Taylor Swift concert. I have so many concerts that I want to go to. And then just to travel, I need to get a new passport. My old passport never was used because it's 2020, and I changed my last name when I got married, so passport is needed. So yeah. What's something that made me happy today? I mean, I feel like the answer is almost always Olivia. Like, she's the sweetest thing on earth. She's a little grouchy this morning, but this morning she like let me kind of sleep next to her, and she just snuggled with me and she watched Mulan, and that made me really happy because I got to get more sleep, and she also was content. So yeah. Oh, how excited am I for the BTS comeback? Words cannot cover how excited I am. My first comeback with BTS, and what perfect timing have I had, honestly. Like, that'll be like around the 6-month mark of me being like into BTS, and I'm so freaking excited, guys. I'm so excited for like the lead up to it. I'm so excited for the comeback itself, new music. I just don't know what to expect, to be honest. I've read so many theories. If you guys want me to do like a video where I just try to like put all the theories I've read together, I can do that. But I'm so excited. How many instruments can I play? So I can play guitar, but mostly just chords. I'm not really good at like finger plucking or anything like that. But I can play a lot of chords and stuff like that on guitar. And then also I can play a few songs on piano. And I played clarinet for 4 years. So I probably could pick that up again if I wanted to too. But yeah. Those are all my instruments. What is my love language? I feel like I have 2 different love languages. One is for like giving and one's for receiving. So I like to receive words of affirmation, but I like to give like acts of service, that kind of thing. I'm more of like a doer when it comes to showing my love, but I like to be told that I'm loved. Ooh, let's see. What are my family's astrological signs? So I am a Scorpio. If you guys knew me like in person, you'd say that I fit my sign pretty well. I'm very much Scorpio, very much. Scorpio is kind of like the like icy sign of the astrological like charts, I guess. It's a water sign, but it's more of like the ice side of water. So yeah, if you guys are interested, look up Scorpios. My husband is a Sagittarius. Fits his to a T. And then Olivia is also a little Sagittarius, but we have yet to see if she will fit her astrological sign. I also got asked, what is my MTBI? And I think that's like the Myers-Briggs personality, like the 16 personalities, maybe? If not, then I'm sorry, and you can tell me down below and I'll respond to you. But my personality is INTJ. So I am introverted, intuitive, thinking, and judging. If you guys are interested, look it up. But it is the architect. It means that I am highly analytical, creative, and logical. The best and worst part of being a mom. Okay, let's start with the worst part and we'll end with the best part. So the worst part is kind of like it's sad to watch them grow and to grow so fast. Like, I feel like that's the hardest part for me. It's just like, I'm so happy when she does new things or learns like a new word, but also it makes me sad because I'm like, it's my little baby and she's growing up and I'm so sad. But it's also kind of amazing. But it is kind of like the sad part. And also, like, when you're a mom, you're exhausted and you are way too hard on yourself. Like, I'm so hard on myself sometimes, but I'm like, dude, you need to chill. But But yeah, best part, I feel like it's just like seeing their little smile up at you, or like seeing how much they care about you, like seeing how proud they are and how much, like, it's fun to be like the parent. I've always been like the cousin or like the, like, you know, like the sister, and it's like they appreciate you, they love you, whatever, but it's not like they're like looking to you or like looking to you for comfort. I think it's just like the most rewarding things to, like, when she's sad, I can pick her up and I'm the one who makes her happy, you know? Not me getting emotional about it, but low key. All right, we got 2 more questions. If I got to hang out with one BTS member for a day, who would I hang out with and why? So you might think that I would choose Jimin because he's my bias, but actually I would not choose Jimin because I would get so eternally flustered that the day would be wasted by me not being able to speak. So, oh, this is hard. Because like ideally I would just want to hang out with all 7 of them at the same time. I want to say that I would want to hang out with Namjoon. I would say Namjoon or V. Those are probably the top 2 contenders. Namjoon, because I feel like he's my type of guy. Like he would be my best friend. If we knew each other in real life, like I feel like we would be best like girl and guy friends. Like I just feel like there's so much love there. Like I just really like him as a person, and we have a lot in common. We both like nature. We could go on a walk, we could hang out in the park, we could go to an art museum. Like it would be a great day, you know? And then V, I just feel like V's a cool guy, you know? Like I would love to go get some food with him and just hang out. He just seems like he would be chill, you know? I don't know. Last question. What do I like to do in my free time? To be honest, this. I spend almost like all of my free time doing YouTube, and like I spend Livy's naps times doing YouTube. I spend like stay up late at night doing YouTube. If it had to be something else that I also liked, I really like going swimming in the summer. I like lake days. We have a lot of lakes where I live. I like to play volleyball. I played volleyball in college. But yeah, going outside. Livy really likes walks right now. She's obsessed with her stroller, so we go on walks when it's warm enough. We've only had like 2 warm days so far this year, but we really like walks too. Hopefully that answers the question. I do like to read, but I just don't have a lot of time to do it lately. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go take a nap because I can't stop yawning. I'm so tired. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching this Q&A. Let me know if you have any more questions down below. As always, I love you, and I can't wait to see you guys very soon for another reaction video. Bye guys.